Imagine a chessboard where the pieces aren't kings and queens, but oil rigs and tankers, sanctions and elections. One side holds the world's largest proven oil reserves. The other controls the refineries that can actually process it. It's January 2026, and the board has been reset. Donald Trump sits down for his second term, while across the Caribbean, Nicolas Maduro clings to power amid contested elections and crumbling infrastructure. The question isn't just who wins this game. It's what they're willing to sacrifice to avoid checkmate. Venezuela sits on 303 billion barrels of oil, more than Saudi Arabia, more than Russia. But that black gold stays trapped underground because America's sanctions since 2017 have choked the refineries and markets that turn crude into cash. Chevron's limited license to operate there pumps 250,000 barrels a day, a fraction of the 3 million Venezuela once produced. Maduro's regime survives on that trickle, plus covert sales to China and India at steep discounts. Trump changed the rules once before, easing pressure in 2022 for migration deals, only to tighten them again. Now, with his return, the board tilts once more. Elections in Venezuela loom, opposition claims victory, and the US holds the leverage to either squeeze or bargain. This isn't about ideology or personalities. It's a cold calculation of survival. Maduro needs dollars to pay soldiers, import food, and keep the lights on in Caracas, where blackouts roll hourly. Trump, or any administration, needs stable oil prices below $80 a barrel to tame inflation at home, while countering China's growing stake in Latin America's energy. Russia lurks, too, shipping parts and buying discounted crude to fund its own war machine. The chessboard spans refineries in Texas, tankers dodging sanctions in the Caribbean, and boardrooms in Beijing. Every move reshapes global supply, from heavy Venezuelan sour crude that only specialized U.S. facilities can handle, to the light, sweet grades, flooding markets from Guyana and Brazil next door. Flashback to March 2017. The Trump administration's first sanctions target Maduro's inner circle, Vice President Tarek el-Aissami, accused of narco-trafficking, followed by 23 officials. Oil still flowed freely, but the noose tightened. By 2019, after Juan Guaido's National Assembly declared him interim president, recognized by the US and 50 nations, secondary sanctions hit PDVSA, Venezuela's state oil company. Exports plummeted from 1.5 million barrels a day to under 300,000. Chevron and others faced license deadlines, forcing output cuts. Maduro countered with hybrid tactics, ghost tankers disabling transponders, blending Venezuelan crude with Iranian oil for disguise, selling to intermediaries who resold to Asia. Production hovered at 800,000 barrels daily through 2023, but refineries decayed. Domestic fuel shortages sparked riots. Negotiations flickered like faulty generators. In October 2023, Barbados talks yielded U.S. license extensions for Chevron through 2024, tied to electoral guarantees. Maduro promised opposition participation. Output ticked up to 900,000 barrels, but July 2024's presidential vote exploded. Maduro claimed 51% victory amid fraud allegations. Opposition's Edmundo Gonzalez releasing 80% of tally sheets showing 67% support. Protests killed 27. Millions fled. Trump, campaigning then, vowed maximum pressure. Post-election, the U.S. revoked Chevron's license in a show of force, though GNPC from Ghana and others got narrow approvals. By inauguration 2025, Venezuela exported 600,000 barrels monthly, mostly heavy Orinoco crude that Asia bought cheap. Sanctions waivers became bargaining chips, migration flights from Texas to El Salvador, electoral transparency, or Guaido-era asset releases. The real chess lies in the mechanics of leverage. Sanctions don't just block sales, they starve refineries. Venezuela's crude is extra heavy, 8 to 10 API gravity, needing cokers and hydrocrackers that only US Gulf Coast plants possess. Without them, China pays 20 to 30% below Brent. Maduro nets $15 billion yearly instead of $40. Trump knows this, easing Chevron's license floods markets with 200,000 barrels, dropping prices 2 to 3 per barrel, political gold before midterms. Maduro counters with migration pressure. 5 million Venezuelans strain US borders, and Russia-China lifelines. Beijing holds $10 billion in PDVSA debt. Moscow supplies diluents. But neither wants full ownership amid sanctions risk. Behind the headlines of rigged votes and fiery rhetoric pulses a deeper pattern. Regimes don't fall from sanctions alone. They fracture when elites see no path to wealth preservation. Maduro's military gets oil contracts, lose those dollars, loyalty waivers. US policy flips with elections. Biden's 2022 easings for talks became Trump's 2025 clampdown. Misconceptions abound. Sanctions haven't toppled Maduro. He's endured 15 years. Nor do they cripple global supply. OPEC Plus fills gaps. The game sustains him just enough to survive, while keeping Venezuelan oil off markets to pressure prices. Regional dominoes matter too. Colombia hosts 2.5 million refugees. Guyana's Stabroek block booms nearby. Iran ships 1.5 million barrels monthly to Venezuela for blending. What emerges is no morality play, but a grinding stalemate where oil rigs stand as pawns. Trump can revoke licenses tomorrow, flooding or starving flows. Maduro can delay elections, weaponize migration, or court BRICS buyers. Yet the board favors the side with refineries. Prices hover at $72. Inventories build, and Caracas rations gasoline, while Houston upgrades cokers. History shows these games end not in victory, but exhaustion, when one side blinks first. So what's the real leverage here? Sanctions that bite but don't break, oil that tempts but poisons, elections that legitimize or delegitimize, or something subtler, like the quiet calculations in Chevron boardrooms or Kremlin pipelines. Thank you for watching this deep dive into the shadows of global energy. Please subscribe for weekly geopolitical breakdowns. Hit like if the patterns clicked, and drop your take in the comments. What breaks the stalemate first? If analysis like this resonates but words escape you, even a simple thank you means the world. History's moves wait for no one.